We're considered the Tesla of coffee. We've started in a very old-fashioned world, and we've brought all this technology to bear on it. I spent about $10,000 to buy the best equipment, and I just made bad coffee for years. So my goal was to really work through software and really like a tablet device to help train you, to guide you, just like as if you had an Italian next to you telling you what to do. It couldn't be more different from traditional espresso machines. Our machines start at about $3,500, and we have a new model coming out at $6,000. We've sold about 11,000 machines over the last 5 years. We sell about $1 million in machines and accessories every month. It's about 50% for the American market, about 10% is now in Hong Kong, and then it's spread out all over the world. To an Italian, coffee is already perfect. And so I'm bringing this very Western and Asian view of maybe it is possible to improve things, and that's where technology comes in. For me, software and user interfaces are how we manage complexity in the real world. I didn't like a machine that had 3 buttons because the espresso machine actually has a lot of complexity and those buttons don't let me know anything. And so by putting on a tablet, and I'm the software programmer, I can manage the actual complexity to the knowledge level that you're at. And it can be as simple as 3 buttons on the screen or charts and numbers and analysis, but you get to decide how much complexity you want to deal with. If you talk about drip coffee, precision isn't that important, but espresso is something weird. It's something with extreme pressure. So it's as if you had 3 men standing on something this big. It's so much pressure that any little flaw will cause really bad tasting coffee. Before Decent Espresso, no one was even measuring anything. And the Italians were very secretive. So there's 2 things that are different with us. One is we're measuring, and secondly, we're sharing. We're a small company that's new in Asia, competing against 100-year-old companies with hundreds of millions of euros in sales in Italy. The only way we're going to succeed is if we get help. And so from the very beginning, the product development was open. Every single day I would post to forums, show drawings, but not just that, we open sourced everything. That means most of our intellectual property is actually available for free. The app that I wrote is downloadable. All the 3D CAD for our machines is downloadable. It's allowed me, programming in Hong Kong, to bring in people working for free to contribute to the greater project in Germany, in Australia, in Canada. It's also created a whole third-party aftermarket of other companies making accessories. So that's made our small little company have a much larger presence.
We actually tried to manufacture in the United States, but it became rapidly impossible to get anything done. We had orders cancelled on us. There were 8-week to 12-week lead times for parts. It just became impossible to get any development of the product undertaken in America. So we made the big decision to come to Asia and incorporate the company in Hong Kong.
For me in Hong Kong, we always are hearing this question, why are you here? No one makes anything in Hong Kong. And I think everything is easy here. Why wouldn't you? You can get stuff in, get stuff out, get all the parts from all over the world. You have workers who are fluent in the language of the people just a few kilometers away, and we just get in the car and go visit them. I can't actually imagine any other place where we would build it. Hong Kong is also unique in that it's the only jurisdiction on the planet I know of that treats foreigners equally with locals.
We were very surprised how easy it was to set up a manufacturing company here, and equally surprised by how many times people told us that there wasn't any manufacturing in Hong Kong. Setting up a bank, setting up the company was easy. Locating industrial buildings was very easy. Building out a factory didn't seem to be hard at all. As we viewed places, it was easy to get 100 amps, electricity, water connection, assembly line tables. Nothing really seemed that hard. So There are so many other advantages as well. We have really high internet speeds here, good English ability. Compliance with the government was very straightforward.
In China, we go for large-scale manufacturing to do a high-volume production at a lower cost, which is very good. But in Hong Kong, we not go in this direction. We go in a very flexible, small volume, but really change very fast to meet the fast market change. We do a complement with each other. So the position is quite clear. R&D microfactory in Hong Kong, mass production in GBA.
You have to learn the culture. In the West, when you approach a supplier and you're small, the salesperson will name a very high price because they don't want to bother with you. And then as you get bigger, the price will go down. When you're working in China, the exact opposite is the truth. You approach a supplier and they mention a very low price because they know you have no money and they want to get you started. And then when you succeed, the price will go up because now you can profit. A lot of Westerners think that that's just unfair and it shouldn't be that way. But the reality is it's much better for both sides. So I much prefer the Chinese way. We're very loudly pro-Hong Kong. Everything is made by us and it's made in Hong Kong. So that people understand that it's not some invisible factory of the world. It's people who know how to make things, people who know how to invent things working together. We're about 25 people in Hong Kong and about another 20 people worldwide. In Hong Kong, our team is very Hong Kongese, and that's because we want everyone to be bilingual, to be able to work with our partners both in the mainland, but also to speak good English. Being in Hong Kong means we can be very global. There's two things I'm trying to change. One in coffee, and secondly in business. Instead of releasing a machine and saying this is the ultimate machine ever, which is what all our competitors say, instead we say this is a machine that's unfinished. We don't actually yet know what it should do, how it should work. Would you like to go on that journey with us? In America, an audit is just government compliance and rules, whereas in Hong Kong, an audit is to make sure you're a well-run company. In no other country would you have that conversation of this is what a well-run company looks like. We actually want you to be successful. And the government waited for years before they even taxed us.
I would say it's very easy to feel overwhelmed, and you need to take a step back and realize that if you don't get there tomorrow, it's fine. You will get there maybe in a month, in a year. But as long as the direction is forward, it doesn't matter how slow it is.
Try to be humble, try to listen, try to pay attention. This is one of the places that has the most entrepreneurs in the world.